me too. Welcome back to the Talkman Radio Show Live. It is September 18th. We're into week 2. We're going to talk about week 1 a little bit. But first, I'd like to say thank you, 12 Ounce Sports. Yay! 12 Ounce Sports. We have 12ouncesportsradio.com. Always go check that out. We've got plenty of articles here. More 12 Ounce Sports stuff. And NFL, yay! All kinds of articles, and don't forget the donate button at the bottom. If you have $1 or $2, you can always send it to us. It doesn't have to be for me; it could be for everyone. Any of the content creators we have here talking sports on 12 Ounce Sports, and we use it to get stuff. Yeah, mostly drugs, but once in a while, a microphone. So if you want to donate, you can always consider that. If you're still working, things are still going good. And if you want, we always have the store here, 12 Ounce Sports Store. The t-shirts, the girls' t-shirts, the iPhone covers, the fanny pack. I will never wear the fanny pack. But I do like the mug, and I'm going to get some World Hockey Report. And we're going to get some stuff going on here. And maybe I'll put some stuff on here. I am looking at the hoodie, though. So, we have 12 Ounce Sports and 12 Ounce Sports Store. And don't forget to follow 12 Ounce Sports and Talkman Radio on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You should be subscribing and liking and friending and doing all that stuff right now. It should have been done weeks ago, but I'll let you go because maybe you're new. But that's it. So that's it for that. And I just want to take a moment to tell you about 12 Ounce Sports. Now that the action is officially back on, 12 Ounce Sports is your home for the best live talk shows covering all aspects of the sporting world and live game broadcasts. Yes, we do. We have live game broadcasts with Zingo TV, adding 12 Ounce Sports to their long list of channels, and they do have a lot of channels. You can now catch my show and all the other shows on Zingo TV, channel 761. All you got to do is download Zingo TV and use the promo code 12 Ounce. That's 120Z. When signing up, it's that simple. It's easy. Be sure to check out our latest blogs and podcasts as well on 12ouncesportsradio.com, as I showed you there. And there's the store. And the show's underway in less than a couple minutes. How about that? So, as I said, welcome to the show. We've got a lot of stuff in store for you today. Not to mention a cough right in your face. The rundown. We talk about Thursday night's game, last night's game. Not bad. And there was something interesting in there if we have time, but we'll get to that. So we're talking Thursday night game, what happened, and the fantasy implications as that game went. There were some guys going. We're going to preview this weekend. We're going to give you fantasy guys. We're going to go through all the games, give you the fantasy guys in each game, who we're looking at, who to bench. If there's big bench guys or big pickup guys. There are some guys you can still pick up out there, if you can believe that. People are a little slow off the jump this season. There's a guy out there you should really go look at. If you're looking for a wide receiver, I'll get into that when we get to that game. We can do best bets this week. Last week, horrible. Last week was horrible. And, of course, we're going to finish off with Love is Nice. And then our If There's Time segment, we're going to talk about some other things that are going on, particularly in the NFL. And there's been a lot of crap going on outside of the bounds of just scoring and fantasy and all that crap. So, let's start. Okay. So, last night we had Bengals at Browns. Browns got their first win, 35-30. Interesting game. Cincinnati covered. I think the line was 6. So, if you took Cincinnati, good for you. But I'm more interested in what happened in your leagues and if you had anybody going, which I did. So far, the league's looking, so far, personally, things are looking okay. Did you take any of my advice? Any of it? When I gave you my list of guys? If you did, you probably turned out pretty well week 1. Now that, it's good to start off well. It's actually better to finish well, but getting off to a nice start is always good. Especially with Darius Slayton. Anybody start him because I told you to? If you didn't, okay. Whatever. whatever. So, and there was some guys out week 1 that you could have replaced him with, particularly Mike Evans, which I did. So, anyway, I'm done gloating. But I did do well, and this is coming in, and we won 3 out of 4. So we're gonna get if we get a streak going, which is kind of likely, especially when I tell you what happened in this game. Next week we're gonna start the goatee, and I'm figuring the rules on the goatee are gonna be, since I'm in 4 leagues, you got to win 2 of them. You got to win 2 if I don't keep a streak going. I'm probably gonna keep a streak going. I have to go 1 and 3 to not. So next week we're gonna see what I look like, and then if we keep going, let's see if we can get out to here, just here. Just like one of those like mountain guys I'm going to look like. I'm going to get hay and put it in my teeth. It's going to be crazy. But that just means I'm winning. So anyway, what are we talking about? Bengals. So talk about Joe Burrow for a second. I mean, threw the ball 61 times. 316 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pretty good. Young. Got a nice arm, and obviously they have no problem throwing it 61 times with him. So, okay, that's the way we're going to do things. He's throwing the ball, and no picks. Really, I mean, now the Cleveland's defense isn't really great. They have talent, but they can make mistakes. I mean, they let up 30 points at home. But still, throwing the ball 61 times, not getting a pick. Pretty good. So I kind of like Joe Burrow. Maybe you look at him as a fantasy pickup as a quarterback if you have room, if you're in a deeper league. Why not? 300 yards and 3 touchdowns without a pick going against the Browns. But still, if he keeps getting better, that could be a really good pickup. I had him as a guy I kind of liked, but it's kind of hard to. Yeah, I wasn't in a league deep enough to go pick up Joe Burrow as a 3rd quarterback if you needed a 3rd quarterback. So I do like Joe Burrow as 3rd quarterback. That'll get you. It probably got you about 30 points. Especially if you get points for hitting markers like 300 yards. That's a pretty good game. 316 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not to mention, he rushed 7 times for 19 yards. Another 1.9 points on there. So that'll get you a good 30 points right there. At least close to it, depending on how many points you get for touchdowns. So not bad, not a bad showing at all. Like I said, temper it a little bit because it's the Browns, but not bad. From a kid playing his 2nd NFL game, not bad at all. So that's Joe Burrow, pretty good line. Moving on, Joe Mixon, who I played against, did not do great. They were kind of behind, and then they started throwing the ball to catch up. And that's all they really did. 16 carries, 46 yards, 2.9 average. Not great. I was never a big Joe Mixon guy. He does catch the ball pretty well out of the backfield, but I don't know. There's something about him. I mean, maybe it's because he plays for the Bengals. But he can have big games, but plenty of running backs out there that you wouldn't want on your team, or not want on your team. Plenty running backs that you wouldn't say, oh, that guy is, I need to have that guy on my team, or I wouldn't have that guy on my team. Have big games once in a while. That happens. So, but now when they needed him, he wasn't there. Well, they kind of fell behind, so they didn't really use him that much. But 4.6 points. Gio Bernard had 1 carry for 3. And going back to Joe, that's 4 for 80. That's 4 for 40. That's 8 points plus. It's 12.6 points he got you. If he's your number 1 running back, you don't want 12.6 points. It's good to get in double digits with your running back, with your either your running backs, but 12.6 is kind of meh. So if he's your number 1, not great. But if you started him, you got 12 points out of him. Meh. Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd, I actually do have in one of my leagues. But he's kind of back there. But he's a solid guy, and he seems to have a good rapport with Burrow. He was talking him up at the beginning of the year. Tyler Boyd, I love him. All the love. And there you go, 7 for 72 with the touchdown will get you 20.2 points right there. in American leagues. I don't know what that gets you in Afghanistan leagues, but not bad if you started him. Good job. Drew Sample didn't have a sample on this guy. Didn't know, and now I know he's catching 7 for 45. I think he's the backup tight end. He caught a lot of little just just dump off passes. I don't expect that every week. But he did well if you started him. If you started him. CJ Uzuma, 442 at a touchdown. Neither of these guys are started in a lot of leagues, I don't think. So there's not a lot of action going on here. We already talked about Joe Mixon. T. Higgins, 3 for 35. He did get a little banged up during the game. But 3 for 35. I still wouldn't put him on the radar yet. But at least he's out there catching balls. Mike Thomas, I think T. Higgins is going to try and take over for Mike Thomas. And he had more targets. But Mike Thomas did get you a touchdown. Not Michael Thomas, just straight up Mike Thomas. 4 for 31 at a touchdown. That'll get you 13 points. A.J. Green, who somebody threw a trade at me for A.J. Green. I'm like, really? It's week 1. You're trading away A.J. Green? A.J. Green is not A.J. Green from 6-7 years ago. He's A.J. Green coming off multiple injuries. Hence 3 for 29. Not to say he can't have a big game, but no. Wow. 3 for 29 on 13 targets. Wow. That's not impressive. So you got to wonder what's going on there. And Gio Bernard rounding it out with 522, which will get you 7.2 points. And John Ross missed both of them. There was a fumble here, so that'll probably bring Joe Burrow down a little bit. Somewhere he'll still be in the high 20s. And the defense, anybody starting Cincinnati defense, week 2, I don't know. I want to play in your league. Moving on to the Browns. They ran the ball. They definitely ran the ball. Baker Mayfield, 16 to 23, 219, 2 touchdowns, and that one pick he threw. I think this is the way they want to play. Throw the ball as little as possible. Take shots when they're there. You saw the Odell Beckham touchdown. This is how they're going to try and win games. 16 to 23 attempts versus 22, 32, 35 rushing attempts. That's how they want to play this game. 219 will get you 10 points plus two touchdowns will get you between 18 and 22. Minus the pick. Bring you down to like 16, 20, between 16 and 20 points. Add 0.5 points. Not great. Baker Mayfield's not a starter. If both your quarterbacks, did your starter and your backup fantasy quarterback get hurt last week and you have to start Baker Mayfield this week? That's the only reason I could see starting him week 2. So I don't think he was out there very much in too many leagues. Maybe in a super flex. Moving on, Nick Chubb. So during the preseason, before the season started, I went over guys I liked. He was a guy I liked. Now, week 1 did not turn out well, but they're playing against the Ravens on the road. Not great. This is a great opportunity for him, and he took advantage of it. 22 for 124 and 2 touchdowns. That'll get you 24 points, 25 points, 26 points, especially when you throw. He did get a catch for 6 yards, somewhere in the 26-point range. Now, if you were savvy enough, you had that little and you played Kareem Hunt. Good for you. With the 10 for 86 and a touchdown. Not to mention when I get to PPR stats. But that's right there, 14.6 points off Kareem Hunt. They want to run the ball, this team. I mean, it's obvious. And you're going to see situations like this when they're at home against teams that they can beat. They do have talent. It's not like they don't have talent. And they definitely have talent in the running game. So these are the kinds of things you got to take advantage of. Nick Chubb, boom, right out there. Now, is this going to be like this every week? No, not at all. But at least you see what they want. This is exactly how they want to win games. So, moving on. Odell Beckham, totally. If you can trade, if you have him, you can get rid of him. Get rid of him now. He's not going to get much higher than this, especially when he has those big touchdowns, those big touchdown catches. The 42-yarder, whatever it was. 4 of 74 with a touchdown. 6 targets. I mean, 6 targets. You don't really want you don't want Baker Mayfield back there throwing the ball 50 times. That's pretty obvious. But I'm not big. I used to be I was a fan, fantasy wise, because boy, he really made some plays. But he's been hurt, injured, and now I just don't see him as he's definitely not number one. He can have number 2 games like this, but those games of 10 for 149 and 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, I think they're gone. But he got you what? 11.4, 17 points. 17 points. And he's probably your number 2 or your flex. So there you go. Not terrible. But if you can get a number 2 guy, somebody really, has a hard on for him, get him. Jarvis Landry, he's definitely a PPR guy. He's, you get lucky. If you have him on your team, I think I have him on one team. He's the kind of guy that you plug in one time and you see what happens. 3 for 46, not great. This guy, 2 for 39, Kadarel Hodgie. Austin Hooper, 2 for 22. I kind of liked him coming in, but if they're going to play the game this way, his ceiling drops a lot. And here's that Kareem Hunt juice for you, 2 for 15 with the touchdown. That'll get you another 9 points on top of his 14. He's good for 20, 23, something like that. 9 plus, 23 points, boom. Did he have he didn't have a fumble. Okay. So, Harrison Bryant, Nick Chubb, there's 1 for 9. So Nick Chubb's definitely not going to be a PPR guy. Maybe he'll have some games with 2 or 3 catches. It wasn't last night, and they're not going, and if they fall behind, they're not going to throw him the ball. So he has to get his catches during the normal flow of the offense. So 1 catch for 9 is probably going to be on the low end. He'll probably catch 2 or 3 a game. I'm thinking maybe. I don't expect him to catch 0 and 1 a lot. I expect him to catch 2 or 3 a game. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And the defense, like I said, same thing with Cincinnati defense. If you're starting Cleveland defense, you got issues, bro. So if you took Cleveland, they won. If you had Nick Chubb, you did okay. If you were Sly and you played Kareem Hunt, good job. Tyler Boyd did well for you, and Joe Burrow looks like a good pickup. He's probably going to be big on the waiver wire this weekend. So that's the rundown. And it was a pretty good game. And notice they didn't do all that crap. Well, I'll see. If we have time, we'll talk about the crap. So yeah, we're gonna see. We'll see about this. Tune in next week to find out. So that we talked about that. We're good. We're good. You know what else is good? My bookie. Sports are in full swing, and I want to help you take advantage of those sports investments. It's an investment, baby. When getting in on the action, 12 Ounce Sports is officially partnered with MyBookie.ag to get you the best deal possible. When you sign up on MyBookie.ag, they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. When you punch in the promo code, you got to punch it in. 12 Ounce Sports, that's 12OZ Sports. That's 12 Ounce Sports. Get that money when signing up on MyBookie.ag to get your deposit matched up to $1,000. That promo code is 12OZ Sports. And you're good. You match up to $1,000. So that's how that works out. So moving on. Let's do this. We're just going to move him over here. All right, let's look at the 1 o'clock games, and we'll talk about fantasy implications. We've got that. We're going to do the Sunday games first, then we'll do the Sunday night and Monday night games. So let's look at it. We got Green Bay, Detroit at Green Bay. There's a lot of fantasy play here. There's a lot on one side. On the other side, there's not that much. Are you going to play anybody in Detroit? Maybe a Matthew Stafford. Galladay is he's got a Q next to his name, so you got to keep up on that. On the other side, you're going to start Devontae Adams. You're going to start Aaron Rodgers, especially after the last week. I don't think they're going to put up the numbers they did last week. That was just ridiculous. But they're starters. They're your main guys, and you're going to go with that. So Aaron Jones may get a lot of play this week. I think they're going to play a lot more. And Detroit seems to play Green Bay tough. Green Bay does not roll all over Detroit. They can, but I don't see it. So now I'm not going to tell you who to pick in the game, but fantasy-wise, Detroit, Green Bay's probably going to win the game outright. Fantasy-wise, you've got some play on the Green Bay side, maybe a little bit on the Detroit side, but Rodgers, Jones, and Adams are probably going to be the main guys. You might want to pick up a Lazard, Valdez Scantling. They all did pretty well last week. So it's interesting if you're looking at Green Bay. I don't think you're going to throw the ball that much all the time, though. So be wary on starting all your put all Green Bay guys in it. It's not a good look when you Green Bay guy, all your wide receivers put up total 13 points. So I like Green Bay in that game. And fantasy-wise, you're looking at the Green Bay side. Minnesota and the Colts. Boy, I see a lot of Phillip Rivers. Hey, what happened to this guy? This guy stinks all of a sudden. No, he stunk for a while. He was never that great a quarterback. I kind of liked him coming in here, being put in the situation, and maybe he turns it around a little bit. But he's always made mistakes. I said that during the preseason when we were talking about fantasy football, and his, I think he's an upgrade over Brissett, but he makes some bad decisions with that ball. And you're going up against Minnesota defense, who you'll probably be starting if you have them. On the Minnesota side, let's look at what we got. On the Minnesota side, Kirk Cousins back up. I don't think he's starting on any teams. Adam Thielen is starting. Dalvin Cook is starting. The defense probably is starting if you have them. So you got that on the Minnesota side. I think I'm going against Thielen, and I have Thielen in one league, so I don't know what to do. On the Colts side, big injury last week. I like Marlon Mack coming in this year, so that's gone. He's gone. See you later. Nyheim Hines is a big pickup this week, and Jonathan Taylor looks like he's going to be taking over now. I wouldn't go. I guess a lot of people are going to start Jonathan Taylor this week. I don't think that's a great idea. I think this is going to be tough for a rookie to get his feet wet against a Minnesota defense that really plays the run well. So I would, if you have another option, I would go against Jonathan Taylor. But I see a lot of people, Jonathan Taylor, that guy's out, so I'm going to put him in. I don't know. That could be a setup. So, but Jonathan Taylor, I do see him in a lot of leagues. I think I might be playing against him in one league. I don't know. T.Y. Hilton looks like a good play, especially after Green Bay torched him last week. So people they torched him, so T.Y. Hilton's going to do the same thing. I don't know. You got Paris Campbell out there, another big pickup. I liked him last year. Coming into this year, the injuries, I'm not big on injuries, so I kind of lost a little bit on him. But if he can come out and play well, he played okay last week, so we'll see what happens. But those are two guys that I see getting picked up. I see Paris Campbell being picked up. I don't know if you're starting him or not. I would be a little hesitant on that as well. Minnesota does have a good defense. Just Aaron Rodgers plays against them twice a year. So, like I said every week, these division games, make them all three. Now, okay, I know they lost by like 9 last week or whatever, but these teams know each other so much they can just start battling out. So, so for the Minnesota, You go defense, you go with Thielen, you go with Cook. That's about it. And on the Colts side, the Colts have a decent defense. I wouldn't mind starting them. If you have them, keep going with them. Thielen, Hilton, and maybe a Campbell. I'm not big on the Jonathan Taylor, but if you have him, you can start him, I guess. Moving on, Jacksonville. How about them getting a win last week? Speaking of the Colts, how many people got knocked out of their suicide pool week 1 with the Colts? And now you're going to go on the road with the Jacksonvilles, and they're probably going to lose this game. Oh, speaking of this game, kind of like Minnesota in this game. Tennessee, well, let's look at Jacksonville. You really don't have much. DJ Chark. If you picked up Gumshoe, maybe. If you don't have anybody else, but it's week 2, you should have your starting quarterback in there, so I don't know why. Robinson, the running back, I don't think so. He's probably on your bench, but I don't know about that. And Jacksonville defense not going to start, so basically DJ Chark's the only guy you're going to start here. Tennessee, you might be starting Tannehill. I don't think so, though. He's probably a backup. The defense, if you have him, you're probably starting. A.J. Brown, you're probably starting because you picked him up so high. I see Corey Davis on the getting picked up a lot. And Derrick Henry definitely starting. I think I'm playing against him in at least one league. Yeah, there he is. Derrick Henry I'm playing against. So, and Aaron Rodgers, and Devontae Adams, and Adam Thielen, all in against one team. Good. That's going to be a good week. So I like Tennessee in this game. I think Jacksonville comes down to earth. 19 of 20. You're not hitting 19 out of 20 again, Gumshoe. Another division game. All these division games. Miami getting 5.5. At home against Buffalo, division game. Josh Allen had a great start last week. I think if you have him, he's probably starting for you. So you're going to keep him going. The running back situation, you got to wait for that to pan out. I don't know what's going on there. I wouldn't start either of those guys. Zach Moss less than Devin Singletary, but I'm not big on either of these guys. Stephon Diggs. You probably picked him as your flex. Maybe you have maybe guys are kind of falling apart. Maybe you have Michael Thomas and you have to replace him with somebody. Maybe you're looking at Stephon Diggs. I guess you go with it, but I'm not a big Stephon Diggs fan in this offense. Still, he's gonna have to prove it to me. You got John Brown out there. You got Cole Beasley out there. There's a goofy offense. I do like the quarterback though. On Miami. There's really nobody out there. Myles Gaskin, he was a big pickup this week. You can go see if he's still out there. But I don't know if they're going to stay on the Myles Gaskin train. I think they're going to go back to Jordan Howard and Matt Breida. Myles Gaskin, they were just getting buried up by those guys. So get Myles in there. Get him some run. So not big on this game. Buffalo's probably going to win. Moving on, Denver, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh looked better than I thought they would. Big Ben's back, and he looks pretty good. He doesn't look like the same Big Ben, but he can still make all the throws. You're probably not starting Big Ben. You might have picked him up, or he might be your backup, if that. Benny Snell, big pickup this week. Maybe you're even starting him. I don't know. Like Juju Smith-Schuster played well last week. Probably starting him. And the Pittsburgh defense was really, really good. So those are the guys who you start in Pittsburgh. And Denver, you've got a lot of guys. I don't know if you start any of them, though. Locke, I wouldn't start. Melvin Gordon, I'd start because you're probably drafting pretty high. Philip Lindsay, no. Cortland Sutton, man, is he? I think he might be hurt or something like that. I think I saw that somewhere. Jerry Jeudy, first game, played okay. Noah Fant played well, but I don't know if he's going to do that every week. But if he's your starting tight end, go with it. And the Denver defense, you can't use them. Overall, I kind of like Pittsburgh in this game. So those are your fantasy guys. Nobody really outstanding. This is going to be, Pittsburgh's going to be led by the defense, it looks like, this year. Rams at Philly. Just like the, what was it, the 1999 NFC Championship? Just 21 years later, same thing, right? Where's Kurt Warner? Rams, you got a lot of guys. Malcolm Brown, big pickup this week. Jared Goff, probably not starting him. He's he's a backup. Malcolm Brown, if you pick him up, you might be starting him. It's possible. I don't know about against Philly. Rams defense, probably starting them if you have them. Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, you're both starting. Higbee, maybe if you have a tight end in the league, and that's your guy. I guess you're going with that. And Philly, you might be starting both tight ends. You might be starting Goddard and Ertz. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I think Goddard had a good game last week, but I don't think you can expect that every week. If you started last week, good for you. But Miles Sanders back there to run the ball a little more. They just fell apart last week. 17-0, they lost that game. What a bunch of dopes. Carson Wentz, you're starting. And that's about it. The rest of these guys, you got to be a little hesitant. Deshaun Jackson, you're starting him. You're starting Alshon Jeffrey, Rieger. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Last week was not a good start to the season, so it's not going to bolster any of your enthusiasm about any of these wide receivers, except for the tight ends. That's it. I kind of like Philly in this game because they're at home. That's about it. San Fran, the Jets. San Fran's pissed. Lost that game at home last week against a division team. Like I said, division teams know each other really well. This team, on the other hand, does not know them very well. I like San Fran in this game. Kittle being out, I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of tough. They're going to have to throw the ball probably to their running backs a little more. Their lack of wide receivers is a little bit of a problem. They've got really young receivers out there. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're going to run the ball, control the clock. You got San Francisco defense you're starting. I doubt you're starting Garoppolo. Mostert you're probably starting. You're not starting any of the other two guys. Maybe you picked up McKinnon. That's about it. For the Jets, well, what's-his-face is on IR, so that's the end of him. For a couple weeks at least, Le'Veon Bell. You're not starting Darnold. Maybe you're starting Crowder, but he got hurt, so he's a little banged up. You don't know what's going to happen with him. And that's about it. You're not going to start the defense, so I like San Francisco, and this is going to be a game. The Giants at Chicago. Darius Slayton. Who are you starting on the Giants? Maybe you're going with Darius Slayton. I'm a little hesitant. I have him in every league. I'm in 4. I think I'm starting him in 1 because that's the only. Yeah, there aren't too many other guys on this team for me to start with. Steven Miller, Jarvis Landry. Yeah, it's kind of slim pickings on my wide receivers there. So he's my third guy, and I have a flex spot. So I'm starting him there. If I had somebody else, I would consider starting them. But you know what? Let's go with it. Fucking guy won me 2 games last week. Both games I started him in. So for the Giants, I don't think you're starting Daniel Jones. You're definitely starting Saquon Barkley. And for the wide receivers, Slayton's probably the only one you're starting, especially after the target share you saw last week. Golden Tate, you're going to start him back immediately against Chicago. You're hoping for a big play from Slayton. That's about it. Ingram, if he's your tight end, you got to start him kind of. I don't know if he is, though. I mean, he was kind of down there, especially all the injuries. People were kind of off on him, but those 2 guys are probably the only guys from the Giants you're starting. And it's probably 1, just Saquon Barkley. In terms of the Chicago, there's a little issue with Allen Robinson last week. I don't know what's going on with that, but Trubisky played well. I don't know if he's going on the lookout. Let's pick him up list yet, but he played okay. David Montgomery, I'm still off on him. He had 660-something yards last week. Meh. So we're looking at that. And the defense, maybe. If you have one, then you got to start him. But that's about it. Terry Cohen as a PPR running back. That's about it. For the game, I actually like the Giants a little bit in this game. Atlanta and Dallas. Atlanta, you're starting everybody. Russell Gage, check out your league. See if he's still out there. Grab him. They're throwing the ball all over the place in Atlanta. And I think that's gonna. I mean, they're not gonna throw 500 yards every week, but they're throwing the ball around, and he is the third guy. He's the guy out there. If anything happens to Julio, which he's already questionable, or Calvin Ridley, then there you go. And that's how they're gonna. And he's gonna be the guy to step up. He had 100 yards. And I don't want to say 10 catches. He had 100 yards last week. I know that. So you got those guys. You got Matt Ryan you're going with. Todd Gurley. So you're starting a lot of guys on this team. At least 4 of them. On the other side, you're starting another, 3, 4 guys? Dak Prescott starting. Zeke starting. Amari Cooper starting. Maybe you're starting Gallup as a flex. I don't know about CeeDee Lamb. And I don't know about Blake Jarwin. But, Hayden Hurst, I don't know about him. So you're starting a lot of guys. This is a heavy fantasy game. Atlanta at Dallas at 1 o'clock. Heavy fantasy game. Carolina, Tampa Bay. I like this game. We're going to get into that. Carolina has CMC. That's about it. Big pickup was Robbie Anderson. I don't know if he's going to get you 100 yards with a deep touchdown every week. But he did well. DJ Moore, meh. On the other side, you've got Tom Brady. If he's your starter, you're going with him. I think he's going to have a good week this week. I don't know who you're starting at running back here, so I think you got to wait for that to shake out. In terms of wide receiver, Chris Godwin probably isn't going to play, so Mike Evans is to play this week. You've got the 3-headed tight end out there that they're running around with. Gronk is fading back into the in the distant third there, but I like Tampa Bay in this game. We'll get into more on that with the best bets part. Washington, Arizona. The defense, that's about it. Antonio Gibson, if you need him to start, and Terry McLaurin, that's about it on the Washington side. Arizona, you got Kyler Murray, who I think I'm playing with at least in one game. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Kenyon Drake. That's about it. Those are the 3 big guys. Those are the 3-headed monsters. And I like Arizona in this game. Baltimore, Houston. I think it's going to be a good game. And a closer game than 7 points. Baltimore, you're starting Lamar Jackson. You're starting the running backs. Another team. You got to wait for that to shake out. Didn't look good last week. They threw the ball a lot. If you started Mark Ingram, he didn't do well because he got vultured by J.K. Dobbins. So you got to wait for that to shake out. I'm not big on Baltimore's running backs. Lamar Jackson's fine. The running backs I'm a little hesitant on. The defense you're starting, and Mark Andrews you're starting. Houston side, you're starting Deshaun Watson. You're probably pushing. You might want to wait another week until you push David Johnson in there. But if you need him and he's your starter, go with it. He played well last week. Will Fuller, of all the guys, as long as he's still healthy, you got to play him. So you got Will Fuller out there, and that's about it. But I kind of like Baltimore in this game. But I think this game is going to be a lot closer, definitely than 7. Kansas City at the Chargers. I think this game's going to be closer. This is another division game. Kansas City, you're starting the whole team. You're starting backups, starting everybody on this team. So we'll see what happens with that. The Chargers, Keenan Allen, you're probably starting because he's probably either a flex or your second wide receiver, maybe. Austin Eckler, big pickup this week was Joshua Kelly. Charlie Kelly was a big pickup. I like Kansas City this game, but I think this game's going to be a little closer. Yeah, I do. So those are the day games. We love our football here, but we also love hey, who are these guys? Zingo TV. Check out Zingo TV. It's free. Like I said before in the beginning of the show. Use the promo code 12ounce. That's 12OZ. It helps us out when you do that. We really appreciate when you do that. 12ounce Sports is channel 761. Plus, they have other actual sports channels and music channels and other stuff that you have to go and see and see what they have that you like, that you fit with, that you go with. Go check it out. Like I said, it's free. That's the big sell here. It's free. Please sign up and use the promo code 12ounce. That's 12OZ. It's free. ZingoTV.com. It's free. I don't know how many more times I can say that without losing my voice. It's effing free. So, and you can always catch the Talkman Radio Show live on Saturday, 11 a.m. on Zingo TV, channel 761. So check that out. It's all there for you. Just waiting. It's free. So moving on. The Sunday night game and the Monday night game. Here's where you make your fantasy football. This is where you make it. This is where you win your games. Or lose them. Let's see what we got. New England, Seattle. Cam Newton, you might be starting him now. I don't know. He's probably going to be a backup. He's probably either a backup or you picked him up. So I'm not big on that. The running back situation here, people are dropping Damian Harris. I wouldn't be opposed to picking him up if you need a running back help. Granted, he's not going to be back for a week or two. I think he's going for the first 3 weeks. So week 4, you can bring him in. You can play him. He was doing very well. They really liked him, and then he had that finger injury. So we'll see what happens. If you're in desperate need, like I wanted another running back and I picked him up. You just gotta wait a little while. Just gotta wait it out. Wide receiver wise, Julian Edelman, I kind of like him a little bit this week. We'll see what happens. And the defense, you're definitely starting the defense in New England. Seattle side, Russell Wilson, what a great game he had last week. Won me 2 out of my 3 leagues. 2 wide receivers. I like them both. You got TJ Lockett and Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Chris Carson caught 2 against me. Playing against Chris Carson. Give me a break. So there's a lot of guys. Yeah, there's another big game, big fantasy game. New England, Seattle, 8 o'clock Sunday. I like Seattle at home. Barely. New England has good defense. And don't think that Seattle doesn't remember that Super Bowl a couple years ago. And the Monday night game, New Orleans at Vegas, just party time. This is party time game. New Orleans, boobs, and Vegas, rolling them bones. This is the party time game. New Orleans, Michael Thomas is not going to play, I don't think. I'm 99% sure he's not going to play. They have a D next to his name. He's not playing. Drew Brees, you're probably starting. Who's going to take over? Emmanuel Sanders. Watch out for Tyquan Smith if you're looking to pick somebody up, because he probably wasn't drafted. You probably still pick him up. Alvin Kamara, you're starting. And the defense, if you picked them up, you're probably starting. But I'm starting to fade on them a little bit. But we'll see what happens with that. But going against Vegas, you could get a fumble or 2. Vegas, you're probably not starting Derek Carr, but he threw 73% last week. Not bad. Josh Jacobs, he's the number 1 running back after week 1. I really liked him. I didn't pick him. I'm a fucking idiot. And the tight end, Waller. That's about it. Henry Ruggs looked okay, but he's hurt immediately. So he had that one big play that was pretty good. Really showed that speed. And that's it. So those are the guys. The two decent. I mean, the Sunday night game, fantasy-wise, looks way better than the Monday night game. The Monday night game is New Orleans heavy. There's a little bit of play on the Vegas side, but the Vegas can, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So, the Sunday night game is a good fantasy game. The Monday night game is an okay fantasy game. But it should be interesting to watch. We'll see. That's all the games. I'm giving you all my picks. I like New Orleans. Actually, no. You know what? I'll go with Vegas in this game. Why not? It's in Vegas. We'll take Vegas at home. So, moving on. I like these guys. Want to get an inside look at recreational sports betting? Then check out the Vegas Squares podcast brought to you by 12 Ounce Sports. Check them out every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Zingo TV, channel 761. I keep telling you, channel 761. And again on Wednesday nights for their new golf betting show. Check out their website at lvsquares.com. That's the Vegas Squares exclusively on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. So check it out. Vegas Squares, good guys. I've been on the show twice. And also check out James and the Agent, Wednesdays 8 to 9:30 p.m. Every week on 12 Ounce Sports. They're new guys, but they're good. I like those guys. So that's it. That's what we're doing for that. We're going to go back to this. All right, so last week, if you took up action, you didn't do well. So the old man is 1-3-1 now. The book is 2-2-1. He's leading, and I picked all losers, just losers. But it's week 1. You got to feel out the season. So we'll see what happens. We'll go with the leader. We'll go with the book, who's leading the way at 2-2-1, 500. You're still losing with the juice, but it's a little bit of juice. That's all. The book has Miami plus 5.5. Like I said, division game. He has his way. He does his home field dogs, and that's his thing. And he's going with Miami, getting 5.5. Division game, like I said, every division game should be 3. But he's going with Miami, getting 5.5 in this game. His next pick is Houston getting 7. Baltimore coming to town. Another game, it's not a division game, but Houston doesn't stink. They have a decent quarterback. Baltimore's got a good defense. I think they have a better overall team. But you get a touchdown at home? Okay. All right, that's why he wants to play. He's playing it that way. Houston getting 7. That's his second pick. And his third pick is another home team getting another point. The Chargers getting 8 at home against Kansas City. The 4 o'clock game. That's an interesting game. I want to see that. So that's his 3 picks. Miami plus 5.5. Houston plus 7. And the Chargers plus 8. All home dogs. That's his thing. What do you do? That's his thing. That's what he likes. Like some guys like fat chicks. He likes home dogs. The old man. The old man in the canoe. The old man likes Minnesota getting 3 on the road. He is not taking home dogs. He's taking road dogs. Minnesota getting 3 on the road. That's his first pick. His thing is he doesn't like the quarterback. He just doesn't like Rivers. I don't like that guy. Okay. So he's going with Minnesota getting 3. His next one is Denver getting 7 at home on the road. On the road at Pittsburgh getting 7. That's a tough defense they're going against, but he likes their offense. So we'll see what happens with that with Denver. I don't know what made him think that Denver's like good all of a sudden. 7 is a lot of points. He's looking for the backdoor cover there. And his third one is no Eagles. Rams. Rams getting a point. He doesn't think the Eagles got it. So he'll take the Rams on the road getting a point. The Rams didn't show me much last week, but we'll see what happens. I had Golf in my league last year. He did not throw a lot of touchdowns. He didn't throw one last week. He doesn't throw touchdowns anymore. I don't know why. He threw touchdowns before. He doesn't throw them anymore. I don't know why that happened. But they look like they're going back to running the ball, controlling the clock a little more. We'll see what happens. But that is the old man likes Minnesota plus 3, Denver plus 7, and the Rams plus 1. So now it's my picks. I'm the only one who took a dog, and I'll tell you exactly what I took right now. It's Pittsburgh. That's why I was dogging his pick, because I took Pittsburgh giving up a touchdown. I like their defense. Their defense looks really good. And Denver, I'm shaky on. I'm not sold on Denver. Even with all the guys that they've picked up and drafted, and plus the defense. The defense isn't what it was. Just, 4 years ago, when they won the Super Bowl? Definitely not the same defense. And now with Von Miller down, even worse. So, Pittsburgh's the only team I took that is laying. We're laying. On the other hand, I took 2. I just basically took the book's picks, 2 of the book's picks. Now, I picked them before he gave me his picks. So, we're going with Houston plus 7, getting a touchdown at home. I like that. And the Chargers plus 8. For the same reasons. 2, you get touchdowns at home. Granted, you're playing against Baltimore and Kansas City, 2 games that were good last year. Not saying they're not good this year, but it's a whole new year. It's going to see what happens. So we'll take the touchdown and the 8 points. And we'll look for a backdoor cover. That's what we're going with. So I'm going with Houston +7, Chargers +8, and Pittsburgh -7. We're going to get a win this week. Even if I go 3-0, I'm still under 500 for the year. But that's about it for that. Suicide-wise, we took Buffalo last week, and we're looking at Tampa Bay this week. I like Tampa Bay, even though I'm not big on taking division guys. We'll go with it. I hate division games. They know each other too well. I'm just going with Tampa Bay because they don't know Brady. They don't know Brady, even though they played the last time they played against him. Jake Delhomme was the quarterback in Super Bowl fucking 38. So maybe they forgot how good he was. So we'll take Tampa Bay. Last week we had Buffalo. That'll keep you alive. And like I said before, go to Talkman Radio on YouTube. If you kind of got a little scared last week with taking Vegas, and you're wondering why why I had to sweat it out, you can always go watch my rules for suicide pools video that I made like 3 years ago. The rules still work. They'll always work. They'll get you farther than just picking out of a freaking hat. Trust me. So, best bets. Well, last week they were my worst bets, but best bets is done. Moving on. Biscotti Gourmet. Hey, remember these guys? Saw them last week. Biscotti Gourmet offers a new take on an old Italian tradition, the soft-baked mini biscotti, and many delightful flavors. Lemon's my favorite. You guys go on. It's good. Go to biscottigourmet.com and use this promo code TALKMAN. This is a different promo code. TALKMAN. TALKMAN for 20% off your order. We're getting into the season of giving and the season of crap and all that stuff. And now that everybody's imprisoned at home, you have to order everything online. So you can order here online, and everything's made fresh. It's really good. I love them. We'll see about it. I'm gonna order probably. I just don't know what I'm going to order. I'm probably going to order for myself. So I'm selfish. Any flavors are wonderful compliment with your coffee. The order is a guilty pleasure treat. It took me like 10 minutes to get to that. And this is a segment of the show I call Love is Nice. And it's sponsored by BiscottiGourmet.com. Love is Nice is the part of the show I talk about all you guys out there who... you better be dating or married to this woman who says, instead of watching football on Sunday and watching your fantasy team, see if you can win money, and watching your team beat another team, we're going to watch TV and we're going to watch what I'm going to watch. And what I'm going to watch is movies like this and shows like this. So, as always, we do this every week. This is what's on the Hallmark Channel from 1 o'clock to basically midnight. And we're going to go over them right now, and I'm going to give you my take on these movies. Love is Nice, week 2, 2020 edition. So, instead of watching, hold on. I got to keep the schedule up. Got to have the schedule up. So, instead of watching Rams, Philly, Detroit, Green Bay, Dallas, Atlanta. That's probably going to be the game at 1 o'clock if you're not in a regular market. You're going to watch this because she told you to. Snow coming. Now, they're standing in front of a picture of snow. They're not in the woods. Samantha returns home for her town's winter festival and her father's retirement from coaching. She's surprised to see that Jake, NFL quarterback, and her high school sweetheart is home as well. Who writes this crap? Stars Trevor Donovan and I don't know who that. First off, first thing that's wrong with this. So, surprise to see Jake, NFL quarterback, and her high school sweetheart. Let me tell you something about Jake, who's the NFL quarterback. He's surrounded by whores. Okay, and there's a reason you're not with him anymore. You probably fucked up, and you got caught jerking off a lineman, and then he got rid of you in college when he realized, hey, I can go pro with this, and now you're a receptionist somewhere. You try to get an NFL quarterback now. Give me a break. God, these movies are awful, so awful. I should get paid just for reviewing these movies. Ugh, God, the names. What happened to her? All right. At home at Midford. What? What the? She was hot. She was from that movie with Bill Murray. I like the Groundhog's Day. Now she's 80, dyed her hair, and now she's making Hallmark movies. Ugh. With a case of writer's block. Oh yeah, she's a writer. What was the other? I love the jobs these people do. Oh, they don't even tell you. They don't tell you what she did. They're usually like lawyers or doctors. With a case of writer's block, a children's author. She's an author. Escapes the small town Mitford. Just go. I need a small town to go for. Let's go to Mitford. What? For a change of scenery. Yeah, instead of hanging around and everybody's. If you're in any big city, it's probably burned down. So let's go to Mitford. She soon finds the heart and soul of the southern town in a priest. In a priest. That's going the wrong way. In a priest as they work together to care for a young boy. What? They just found a young boy on the street and they're just taking care of him? What? This doesn't make any sense. And she had a lot of work done and she dyes her hair. She's like 80. At home in Mitford at 3 o'clock. Getting angry yet? This will help. Falling for You. I think I've seen this one before. We're another radio host. None of them are just, receptionists or, like real estate agents who just can't cut it. Radio host Lacey is hosting a Bachelor Bake-Off to raise money to save the radio station. We need to save the radio station, so let's do a Bachelor Bake-Off. Why don't you just take off your clothes? When her star bachelor backs out, she enlists visiting businessmen. Some guy visiting businessman, some guy on the street. Hey, you get over here. Take your shirt off and get on the stage. Women will ogle you. That's at 5 o'clock. This is so ridiculous. God, these. Oh God, they make me so. It's the titles that get me. Follow me to Daisy Hills. What? Daisy Hills. Oh, what? Her house? Yes, she gives out. All right. When Joe realized her family's generous going, Daisy Hills, the old Daisy, is losing money. Yeah, because they sell crap. They get all the shit from China and it breaks. Her father, Duke, calls in a favor to help. Duke's help is Joe's ex-boyfriend. Why? Why would you call him her ex-boyfriend? What the hell's the matter with you? Former Daisy Hills native. Why? This doesn't make any sense. Why would a guy call her daughter's ex-boyfriend to help with a convenience store? What does he know about a convenience store? So stupid. Irresistible Blueberry Farm. Ugh. God. Oh my God, it's hard to read this. Just read it. Can you imagine watching this? Oh God. Ellen Bradford, a high power. There's the attorney. Every week you get at least one attorney, one doctor. A high-powered attorney finds love, purpose, and a promise of a simpler life when she sets off on a journey to fulfill her grandmother's dying. To find the boy she wants love to give him. I can't. I just can't. I can't with the nonsense. She's kind of hot though, but I can't with the nonsense. And then 11:30. Ugh. God, who watches this? All right. That's the show. Boy, that was difficult. So next week we're gonna get into week 2. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the show and I hope you did well in your fantasy leagues last week. Next week, come back. I'll probably have the goatee. We're gonna show off the goatee. We'll see how big we can get it. So that's it. There's more of us than there are of them. Remember that. Bye bye.